The Alaska Baseball Summer Collegiate League every year has a game that doesn't involve artificial lights, but because of the time zone situation there, the Alaska Gold Panners and the Utah Yaks are playing the Midnight Sun game tonight. It's 121 years worth of this tradition. It started in 1906 as a bar bet, and it's turned out to be one of the great gems of baseball in the summer.
That's awesome. I mean, the Alaska League, College Summer League, guys want to go out there and play, and you're hoping you're on a team that plays in one of these games. I've never had the opportunity to do it. I've had a lot of teammates when I was coming through in college that did, and they said it was a tremendous experience.
But you have such a sunny personality. You'd fit perfectly.
Well, they missed out. They did. They're lost.
They did miss out. You're not going to miss out on a great matchup from batter number one, Vargas and Skubal, next.
Scoob.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. And a sight for sore eyes here at Comerica Park. Tarek Skubal in a Tigers jersey pitching at home. Our current weather, and our weather graphic has it right. This is patio weather. You sit outside, you watch the game on your phone, you listen to the game on the radio at the same time. You try to discern what the four of us are all talking about, Petrie and Dickerson over there. And this is maybe the best night of weather we've had all season, Bobby Scales.
Listen, you can't ask for anything more than what you're getting right now. It's perfect. There's a few clouds in the sky to give you a little contrast. If you're a player, you like the contrast as opposed to just a high cloudless sky. No wind to speak of, and it is fantastic out here right now.
We're ready to rock. Tarek Skubal, wall side windows starting pitcher, back to the hill at Comerica Park for his 73rd appearance in this ballpark. 2.70 ERA. He came back, he threw hard, seemed like every box got checked last time out, Bobby.
Yeah, I think so. I think Tarek Skubal was fine last time out, just scraping off a little bit of rust. He did not pitch for 5 weeks. That's understandable, but he was really good. Good velocity, saw good energy. He was able to withstand that early adrenaline rush, being back and wanting to help his team, and he settled in very nicely.
He'll face this lineup for the White Sox. This is weighted runs created plus against left-handed pitching. We told you about Vargas. Randall Grichuk makes money in this world for hitting left-handed pitchers as well. Chase Mydroth and then Colson Montgomery, one of 3 left-handers in the lineup for Will Venable and the White Sox today. The first pitch at Comerica Park called by Rob Drake. Behind the plate, we have a Nelly concert later. We have Drake behind the plate.
Oh, we knew that was coming, didn't we?
It's a musical festival at Comerica Park. And Vargas is all tied up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Vargas, who has been one of the comeback players of the year in Major League Baseball, considering where he was 2 years ago when the White Sox went and got him from the Dodgers. He's not very sure of himself with the swings here. We will get a challenge. It's powered by T-Mobile. It's either 1-2 or 2-1. Vargas has challenged the 3rd pitch of the game, and he is wrong. It's a strike.
Wow. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
As a hitter, you feel like that should be a ball, but I just would have a really hard time challenging this early.
Especially when it's not decisive.
Exactly.
Of an at-bat.
Totally agree. I mean, you have to, I think for me, this is where the strategy of the challenge system, you have to divorce yourself of the emotion just early on, understanding that that's not going to make a major difference in the game one way or the other, whereas the challenge could late.
And some people, I think, will paint it as like a selfish thing.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the intent. If you're sure of yourself, you almost have to go for it. But we've seen teams train on this during batting practice, and there's more of that to come. Strike 3 on a fastball. That's a strike. Skubal has his first punch out in this ballpark in 2 months.
Skubal just does what he does, and that's locate that fastball low to the arm side. That's just a dart. Miguel Vargas swings at that. He's doing nothing with it anyway. You locate a heater like that, Jason, there's nothing you can do. That's a fantastic pitch. Well executed by Tarek Skubal.
He showed him pretty much the whole arsenal. 3 fastballs, 2 sliders, and a changeup. And there is a slider that nips a strike against Randall Grichuk, the veteran DH. The White Sox are 39-34, tied for first in the AL Central. There's that fluttering changeup that Skubal has basically trademarked, if you could trademark a pitch. 0-2 coming.
Ooh. Didn't miss by much. Good fastball top of the zone. Look for him to throw that changeup right here, or he do what he does as well. Throw that back foot slider.
The menu is diverse. 1-2 is hit in the air left-hand side. Riley Green is back. He watches it fly, and that ball is fair, and it's gone for Randall Grichuk. He has massive numbers against left-handed pitching in his career, and he does it again. This is on 2 strikes for a White Sox lead.
Just a short, quick swing from Grichuk. You're right. He's made a living hitting left-handed pitching. Tarik Skubal wanted this ball further down and in than he got it. It was over the plate, but it was up knee high. And Randall Grichuk has, like you said, made a boatload of money hitting knee-high fastballs and changeups to the pull side.
He was drafted in 2009 by the Angels. Back-to-back picks, him and Mike Trout.
Yep.
He is 34 years old, like his jersey says. And he is one of the top 35 active home run hitters all time. He's 33rd as the day started today.
He's had a tremendous career. I had Randall in the minor league system when I was farm director out there. It was a joy to have. The Angels traded him away after the 13th season. You knew he was going to have a good career. It's kind of unfortunate because he gets a little bit compared to Mike Trout being the pick after him, but or before him, I should say. But he's had a tremendous career.
1-2 changeup. Neutralizes Mydroth. 2 away, and we'll give you the defense for the Tigers, brought to you by Marygrove Awnings. It's Green and Vierling, and Trey Cruz making his major league debut, a 3rd-generation Major League Baseball player. Keith, McGonigal, Lee, and Torkelson Dingler has the plate. Trey Cruz, his first opportunity as a major leaguer, up from AAA Toledo at age 24. Look out for a first pitch swing from Colson Montgomery. Tarik Skubal has allowed more first pitch hits to left-handed batters than any other left-handed pitcher in Major League Baseball this year. And that's even with more than a full month off. Wow. Lefties are trying desperately to attack him first pitch.
I think it's the only course of action, left on left, as potent as his stuff is. And especially with that slider, he'll throw that changeup same side. If you don't get him early, you can pretty much forget about it as a left-handed hitter. So if it's smoking and it's in the zone, they're going to let it fly. And if they make contact, they've done well off of him this year.
Check swing. He went strike 3. That's why they don't want to get to 2 strikes against Tarik Skubal, because, as they say in soccer, you're at 6s and 7s with him. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is OPS against relievers. You say, guys, it's the first inning. What are you doing back there? And the answer is not just the Tigers use openers. Kevin McGonigal, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter's position in the lineup, in part because of Brandon Eisert starting this game. We've seen this gambit before by Will Venable. And the counter from A.J. Hinch is you put Kerry Carpenter 6th.
Yeah, if you want to do that, I'm going to put a guy that's dangerous down in order. So you got to see him one way or the other.
A.J. basically saying, okay, if you want Brandon Eisert to start the game, have him go through 2 innings.
That's right.
You're deep into the 2nd.
You're targeting, you do this if you're targeting certain hitters in the lineup. So A.J.'s just pushing them down to make it reach further.
It'll be Eric Fetty to be the bulk guy, as that is a strike called by the third base umpire, Junior Valentine. The Tigers do have a history with Junior Valentine. He was the pitch timer on deck circle guy in New York.
Oh, that's right.
When that all happened.
That's right.
So if you see a facial expression or 2 like A.J. Hinch just had, no challenge here. It looked like Caro thought that he was holding strike 3. He wasn't. It was low, according to Cartoon Box. But yes, you may recall that there were some things. 2-2. Up and in, 3 balls, 2 strikes on McGonigal, who feels like He just sees the whole arsenal so often in the first inning.
He does such a good job of seeing the whole arsenal, but then also cataloging that and understanding what pitchers are trying to do to him very quickly.
Isert, a fastball sinks McGonigal and one away.
Awkward swing there by McGonigal. I'm pretty sure he wasn't sitting soft, but I think he saw that ball just off the plate and it had enough. Little arm side run. It was a four-seam fastball, but because of the angle at which Isert releases that baseball, had a little arm side run to it and it came back.
How about where Isert sets up shop on the mound?
Way over there. And even for right-handed hitters, Jason, that's difficult because you're just not used to seeing guys that far over, and then he's crossfire on top of it.
So what does that look like in the right-handed box?
I mean, you really have to shift your entire focus. I mean, you try to not make it be a big deal. You try to take the, just navigate through it, but you don't normally practice. You won't see guys that are that far over and coming from that low of an arm angle. It's just odd to see. And when you don't see it that often, it's just really difficult.
Take a look at it.
I mean, he's so far. I mean, that's 5 or 6 feet to the right of second base from the batter's perspective.
Tries to wrap that around. He misses on a changeup. 3-1 to Dylan Dingler. First of a 10-game homestand here at Comerica Park. And he got in with a slider on Dingler. 3-2. It's interesting, Bobby. So often right-handers are peppering Dylan with sinkers in.
Yeah.
Lefties don't really have the same opportunity. So he goes to the breaking ball to try and get him inside.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I mean, you can try to buy that real estate with the four-seamer in and throw it below the zone.
That was out over the plate and a base hit. A fastball, very hittable for Dingler, and he paid it off.
And that's the risk you run when you're trying to buy that real estate to throw that breaking ball down and in. Like you said, Jason, you leave a fastball over the middle to Dylan Dingler, especially a four-seamer, you're going to pay the price. Fortunately for the White Sox, they kept him in the ballpark, but Dylan Dingler has been crushing balls pull side all year long. I was going to say lately, but all year long he's had a tremendous year, and he's on with one out.
This has been maybe, though, the best month of his career, even with the strength early on in the season. Matt Vierling high and deep left center field, and Vierling sends it up and out of here. A two-run homer and the Tigers lead.
Matt Vierling loves to work that ball through the middle of the field. Right center field. This time he lets that barrel go, releases it, drops the barrel on that heater. Down and in, man. You do that, get on time with that fastball, these things go a long way. Tigers need him to get hot. He's a right-hander hitter, capable of playing all over the diamond. Maybe that'll kickstart Dylan Dingler. I'm sorry, kickstart Matt Vierling.
Look, if it kickstarts everybody, that's fine.
That's right. Anybody, jump on board.
The Tigers' right-handed bats this year, with Gleyber Torres out, have struggled to jackpot those opportunities with a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed batter. And it's not anyone individually, it's the whole collective that has played below what you'd expect. Just in terms of that specific type of guy, the Tigers coming into today against left-handed pitchers are 19th in weighted runs created plus.
Yeah.
They were much better when they were going well last year in that specific category.
And Jason, they were expecting to be better. Obviously, the lack of production from Jahmai Jones is hurt. Matt Vierling really hasn't taken off. Lindsey Perez from the right side after he got recalled hasn't really taken off. And this team's so left-handed, it is imperative for the right-handed hitters to do something.
Here's the other piece of it, Bobby. I mean, the Tigers, as we said, 19th against right-handed pitching, weighted runs created plus. Against left-handed pitching. The righties are 23rd. So the lefties are actually propping up the production against left-handed pitchers because of Riley Green.
You're absolutely right. That's absolutely right. He's been really good against left-handers. Better at bats this year against left-handers, taking his walks. Those chase zones we've talked about so much are shrinking, both at the top and the bottom of the zone.
He's going full here with Eisert, and he gets a swing and a miss. Eisert does on a slider. So 3 full counts and a first pitch homer is the anatomy of the inning so far against Eisert.
If you're AJ Hinch, this has gone as well as you could hope. With putting Kerry Carpenter down in the 6-hole, you know, again, it's going to force Will Venable to probably stay with Eisert a little bit longer than he wanted to. Obviously, you get the 2 runs and cash it in.
Yeah, if Torque gets on here,
right,
you probably get Carpenter against Eisert.
That's right.
After a lengthy inning for a left-handed bullpen arm.
Absolutely, and that's why you put him down in lower in order.
1 ball, 1 strike for Spencer Torkelson. And what you do get value-wise out of this is you get the Torque at bat against a left-hander before Fedde finds his way into the game. He tried to check his swing. How many check swings in the first inning have we had?
There's been several.
I don't know what the Cubs and Blue Jays did earlier, but this has to lead the league in first inning check swings.
To this point, right?
It's got to be. 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, here we are again, by the way. First 5 outs of this game have been strikeouts, like that game in Arizona with the 11 strikeout outs.
You get guys out in the field wondering, you know, if they were going to be able to play tonight or not.
Center fielder Holden will work for food sign.
That's right.
2-2 on Torque. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a good at bat here by Torque. Had a couple opportunities to chase out of the zone. He hasn't worked it to 3-2.
4th full count of the inning for Eisert. There's a number first base side. It's a fair baseball. Eisert gets over, but a sliding job by Vargas to kick the bag to retire the side. Matt Vierling wasn't waiting around for 3-2. 2-run shot over the top and a Tiger lead to open the homestand.
Michelin, motion for life.
Tarek Skubal back on the hill at Comerica Park. He's been staked to a 2-1 lead, and the first pitch he throws in the second inning is floated in back of second base, and a brilliant job by Hao-Yu Lee to haul in out number 1. He was staggering. That was Stagger Lee with the catch.
That's a nice play by Hao-Yu Lee. Got the jam shot over his head. And he's got to get back there and find a way to just get it in the glove, and he does.
That's our All-State good hands replay. The night was clear and the sun was yellow. And the ball came tumbling down for Lee. 1 away. Strike 1 for Perez, right fielder for the White Sox, as Tarek Skubal stands on this hill and gets a beautiful defensive play. As that 0-1 is lifted straight away. Vierling did not get a good jump on that. He came in, then he goes dancing back out to make the catch. 2 away, he'll take it, and we check in with Daniela.
Yeah, Tarek Skubal making his 2nd start since coming off the IL, the first one last week in Cleveland. After that start, Tarek said the good thing coming out of it is that he felt the conviction with every pitch. He was bought into every pitch that was called. The one thing he wished was better was execution on some specific pitches. He mentioned the fastball a couple of times in the execution with that pitch in particular. He also said, I'm not going to buy into the fact that I'm back from injury. I got to ease into it a little bit, and you know, that start was good enough. That's just not him. He said that's a bit of a loser mentality. I got to go out there and I have to be better, and I'm sure both of you expect no less from a guy like Tarek Skubal.
It's a loser mentality.
That's what he said. Yeah, it's how he thinks.
I think 29's got 1 gear, baby. It is wide open, pedal to the metal. You got to love that.
There's a chance that the last time he was indecisive was when he was a freshman at Seattle U and didn't know where to get a haircut.
That's right. He had some good salad in those pictures, didn't he? Holy cow.
He literally said he did not know where to go to get a haircut, so he just went full party in the back. Third base, and it clicks off the dive of Colt Keith into shallow left field. Antonacci wants second base, and he's in there with a double, so the redirect turns into a 2-base hit for the left-handed Antonacci.
That's a really tough play for Colt Keith. Got a slider from Tarek Skubal. Antonacci does a nice job staying on it. Just slaps that ball the other way. Colt does a nice job knocking it down, but it just got into that funny spot. And Antonacci, he's wide open out of the gate too. He's one of those guys, 5th gear, pedal to the metal. And with 2 outs, he finds his way on with a double.
That is his 10th double already this year. A former 5th-round pick out of Coastal Carolina. As Luis Angel Acuna swings out of his shoes on the first pitch. Acuna more known for his defense and his speed than any power in his bat. The Tigers did not give up a hit to him in that first series in Chicago that the White Sox swept. And he is not close to the changeup.
That's a really good changeup from Tarek Skubal. You swing at this arm speed and it comes out 87. You're expecting 97 plus. You get that action down and away from the right-hand hitter. He can do that whenever he wants to.
Two strikes on Acuna, who the White Sox got in that deal for Luis Robert Jr. from the New York Mets. Roberts had some health issues this year and played much for New York in his first season there, as Acuna saw that change up well, 1-2.
Yeah, he's a little bit light hitting, but you talk to some people around the White Sox organization, they'll take that right now. They feel like there's still upside in the bat. It's not going to be a lot of power, if any at all, but he'll make some contact and becomes a guy he's supposed to become. But the glove is really what attracted them to him.
1-2, guided on the ground to third. Keith from the line heaves it to first, and they just got him. Speed merchant Acuna down the line, but Colt Keith had enough behind it.
Yeah, it's a good strong throw from across the diamond. He knew he had to get rid of it. Threw a strike in Torque's chest.
Listen to the.
If the Tigers scored 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries. Takes just 1 more run. Kerry Carpenter, in just his 14th plate appearance against a left-handed pitcher, takes a strike.
Well, I think Kerry's going to maybe get an opportunity to see a few more lefties, but you'll see. I mean, he's had some power, some flashes of power against left-handed pitching. I think it's a certain type of lefties too, Jason. If you have that big wide sweeper, it's tough on him. But guys with stuff that isn't as, I think, east-west are the kind of lefties that Kerry's had some success on.
So for his career, part of the reason that he hasn't seen as many lefties is the OPS is 599 compared to 863 against right-handed pitchers. That's a big jump.
That's a huge jump, but it could also be argued that, you know, he hasn't had as much opportunity in the times he's been healthy to see some of those lefties too. But there's no question, and that's, you know, that's close to 400 points in difference there.
But so you feel like it's a skill that can be honed, though?
And there's only one place to hone it. I mean, it's right here. This is where the lefties are. It's in the big leagues. You know, at times you see guys, you know, especially younger players. Kerry's not really in this category anymore, but you see younger players come up and say, oh, you know, we need to send them down so we can get some work off lefties. Well, all the lefties that you're really going to need to do damage against, all the good lefties, they're already here in the big leagues. So sending a guy down for that reason sometimes is a little bit of a cop-out. But who knows? The way the season's gone, he could get some more opportunities and possibly see some more guys.
3-2 breaking ball. He swats in the air for right field. This is to the warning track where Perez makes the catch. He gave it a run.
Sure did. Got a slider down and in. That's a good spot for him to swing. We've seen him hit that ball hard and out many a time. He might have got that one just off the end of the bat, though.
This is not surprising to anybody who either stacked the lineup or looked at the lineup before the game, that Kerry Carpenter would be the final batter for Brandon Isert. 2-1 as Fetty comes in. So it's been a turning point June for Eric Fetty, our Wallside Windows pitching change. His last 3 starts have been his best run of starts this year, and it all, you could say, began with the Tigers appearance back on May the 29th when he had an opener for him. In the last 4 games, a 1.62 ERA for Fetty, who will face Hao Lee first in this second inning. And that sweeper is the key pitch for him, Bobby.
It certainly is. He throws it almost 40% of the time. He throws it to right, he throws it to left, and he pitches off of that pitch. Everything is based on that sweeper.
There's the strike to ball version, 1 ball and 1 strike. So 38%, as you said, the hard hit rate at 28%. The run value is very much in the positive. And he just this month has not been hurt in the middle of the plate nearly as much as he had in the first 2 months of the year.
And that's the difference. You look at the heat maps over his recent starts, and everything is just on the edges and out of the middle of the plate. That one right there was one in the middle of the plate by Hao Lee. He takes care of that over shortstop. There's been very little of that from Eric Fetty of late.
Look at his face. I mean, he knew that he just absolutely missed with his breaking ball.
Absolutely. And that was over the inside of the plate. Hao Lee has an interesting little approach. He's kind of got that bail and wail. And he gets enough of that ball in this, over Acuña's head into left field. But that one was up, that one was in. He definitely didn't want that there.
There's the bail and wail. Is that when Moby Dick leaves the party early?
That's a version of it. Bail out, get that front foot out of there, get that front hip out of there, and hope for the best. That's the bail and wail.
Where are you going? It's just 10 o'clock. Oh, I got
go.
a ship I got to chase. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss on a cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike to Colt Keith.
This cat named Ahab's after me. I got to get out of here.
He's been knocking on doors all night. Tigers lead on a Matt Vierling homer, and the 1-1 is outside. 2 balls and a strike. You know, it's so interesting psychologically. You see a guy miss with a pitch that's usually very good for him, and you kind of have to keep tabs on how much he's going to use that in the future. Now the left-handers don't see it as much, so the Keith at bat makes sense. That ball slugged to center field. It hangs up there though, and a reaching effort is beautifully done by Tristan Peters. For out number 2, it nearly was a grand RBI opportunity for the rookie debuting 27-year-old Trey Cruz, getting his first major league start.
Look at the family right there. That's fantastic. You never forget these moments as a player, ever. You replay them in your mind. This is awesome.
He's a 3rd-generation major leaguer. His father, Jose Cruz Jr., his grandfather, who played from 1970 to 1988, predominantly with the Houston Astros, a phenomenal player in his own right. And so 3rd-generation major leaguers are hard to come by, even as we've gone more than 120 years in Major League Baseball. This is a beautiful moment for one of the first families now of the sport we love to watch and play.
It's historic. I mean, like you said, played this game for over 100 years. You've only had a handful of families, literally 5 families, that have had this opportunity to have 3 generations of their bloodline play in the big leagues. That's incredible.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Trey Cruz, who, I mean, was just immediately part of the team in the clubhouse. He was chirping Kevin McGonigal before the game. Like, he was just right into it.
You know, Jason, AJ alluded to that, you know, in his pregame presser when he had said, you know, they had Trey Cruz all the way throughout the end of spring training, even though they knew pretty much he was going to go down to AAA to start his season. But there's a level of familiarity that you get when you're just around the guys, and yeah, you're not here, but those guys don't forget those bonds that were made in spring training.
And there is something to acting like this isn't overwhelming.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, you know, gone are the days, I think, where people make it really uncomfortable for you in the clubhouse when you're a young player, when you're a rookie. They understand the value of guys getting here and being comfortable and just being who they are. And it's much more apt to let that happen now than in years past.
Sweeper strikes him out in his first major league at bat, but there will be more. 2-1 Tigers on the Bet365 scoreboard. Scan that QR code to stream Tigers baseball all summer long for just $19.99 a month on Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365, subject to national exclusivities. Terms and conditions apply. Tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet, or scan that QR code. As Antonacci took a first pitch strike in the second, then doubled. Here Tristan Peters takes a first pitch strike on a bunt shown. There are 3 lefties in the lineup against Skubal this evening, and they're 1 for 2 so far. And all of them have been behind very quickly.
And that's what he does to you. You see why left-handers get in there and fire on the first thing they see. Once he does this, it is very difficult for you to reach base.
Yeah, non-existent sometimes. That's his second 3-pitch strikeout to a left-hander tonight for Skubal. Miguel Vargas, key matchup, Bobby.
Yeah, we talked about how good he has been against left-handed pitching in the open, and you see he emptied the tank, basically gave him every pitch he's got, and then located finally with that 4-seamer down and away. I don't care what you throw before that. You throw that 4-seamer down and away, 97, good night.
He did, and it was. That was StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Ball 1 here to Vargas, who took a first pitch ball in the first inning. Miguel Vargas has all-star written all over him for the White Sox. Weighted runs created plus 132. He's got 16 home runs. And here's a guy who slugged .275 against the fastball 2 years ago. A ground ball to shortstop here, and McGonigal muffs it.
You don't see that very often. Nothing really that you could see in how he approached that ball. Kept his feet alive, kept it moving. He just kind of came up on him a little bit. Hits him right in the heel there. Doesn't quite get it. And it seems so simple. ABC though. Catch, move your feet, throw. Can get through the rest of the alphabet.
The problem is you stop at G for Grichuk, who
right.
homered in the first inning. Kevin's just going to have to live with that for the moment. And now Grichuk, a guy who for his career has not hit the ball on the ground a whole bunch. One and one. The White Sox are 3rd in Major League Baseball in home runs, but you see all of their homers against lefties. 35 of the 103 this year have come against left-handed pitchers. It's our Chevy's strongest player. Take your pick as Grichuk swings through a high fastball.
And that is always where you could go with Randall Grichuk. I told you before, I had him in the minor league system back in 2013 when he was making his debut in AA. Got off to a miserable start. And one of the things our hitting guys did a great job of is just helping him understand his swing works best when he's down in the zone. There's a hole up there. If you get pitches up there, just cut the top of the strike zone off before 2 strikes. In that second half, he was blistering, got himself traded, and ended up in the big leagues the very next year with St. Louis.
See if Skubal goes right back up there. Well, he used the slider to strike him out after changing the eye level. Strikeout number 5 for Tarek.
And that's exactly what you're looking at when you see this replay right here. That slider is not where Tarek Skubal wants it. That said, the 97-mile-an-hour fastball up. Had his eyes trained up there, Jason. He throws that little slider. He got away with one right there, but because of what he did the previous pitch, helped set that one up.
Now here is Chase Mydroth, who takes a called strike. You know, oddly enough, he's got the 4th lowest chase rate in the lineup. Chase Mydroth.
Yep. Chase doesn't chase.
It would be like if you weren't really into weights and measures.
Put my thumb on the scale for these next decisions.
Or for Bobby next.
I'm here all week.
So I hammered the rug.
So Kevin McGonigal is going to lead it off here in the 3rd. The error did no harm in the top of the inning. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here is how Eric Fetty threw him in the first matchup. Do you sense a theme? Please get out the shovel.
Right, a lot of changeups down, a lot of cutters, sinkers down in the zone, and a lot of times, often what we've seen, especially of late, they're going to go up and away from Kevin McGonigal to get him out. The thing that I like about Kevin so much is, like we talked about earlier, he catalogs these pitches. You better come at him a different way every time up, or else he's going to make you pay. You fall into patterns with him, he's going to diagnose it and then figure out a counter to it.
Now, this is the rare occasion where he's actually seen a guy before.
Yeah.
A starting pitcher before. We are starting to have repeat battles as he ships this ball to right field and foul. And you figure that sounds like an excuse, but you're actually saying that there is an advantage he's going to have in Major League Baseball with that cataloging ability, that he will be ahead of the marketplace because he sees guys so well a second time, that he's going to gain an advantage, maybe more than the average player.
Totally agree. Anytime you know, it's like anything else. Anytime you see something, anytime you're exposed to something more often, generally speaking, you have an advantage down the line. And I think with Kevin McGonigal, he has this special ability. And I think one of the things you said, Jason, that was so important, he's making this jump from AA to the big leagues. He did not play AAA baseball. And so there's even guys that have up-down guys in years past.
That is just foul.
I mean, he's not seen these guys. It's not like he's been in the minor leagues for a number of years, and some of these guys have come up and come down, and he's seen these guys even in the minor leagues. Just foul. That'd have been 2 for sure, maybe 3 if it rattles around in the corner.
Oh, it can rattle around.
It can.
You can rattle. 3-2. See that? That's just pure out defense from McGonigal. He stays alive against Fetty as the Tigers are just wearing out the pitch count for the White Sox. 46 pitches the first time through the order. That's a flare to the left-hand side into the sunlight and down. It's a base hit, and it's a 2-base hit. Little parachute, Johnny, from Kevin McGonigal.
Oh, you're going to get a good sequence here by McGonigal. That sinker away, doesn't want that. That's fine, takes that. That's a good take on that changeup right there. Changeup down. You see what they're trying to do. It's just like the graphic we showed you. A lot of soft down, soft in. Try to go away late, try to sneak that heater past him. Then he hangs the sweeper. He gets lucky, does Fetty. That ball stays in the ballpark. But when you have a good swing, line drive stroke, flat plane on it, you get those kind of knocks.
The McGonigal goggles are out. DIY version. Don't need any crepe paper for those. There's ball 1 to Dylan Dingler. Facing Eric Fetty on a ball, no strikes. Daniela.
So I was talking to Dylan Dingler today, who's having a season himself, but we were talking about Kevin McGonigal. He shared a story with me that the league is taking notice when hitters are stepping into the box, looking at Dylan Dingler and saying, man, that kid's going to be great. And he said it's happened about 4 times now. The latest was Christian Vasquez in Houston that stepped up and said, man, that kid has got it. He's good now. He's going to be great. So Dylan sharing some of the love for Kevin McGonigal with me today, and he said that's why he should be an all-star.
That is the best praise you can get. Bobby, you know it. When your peers are saying that, that's real.
And what the best part about what Daniela just told us, coming from a catcher with the stripes that Christian Vasquez has on his arm, the guys he's seen, the guys he's had to try to figure out, what am I going to throw this pitch? He's putting the fingers down or pushing the buttons on the pitch comm now. For him to say that to Ding, that is heavy praise.
And guys don't always want to do that. They don't always want to say somebody on the other side is worth their time.
No, they don't. That's a real tip of the cap. And it doesn't surprise me at all that a lot of people have come to the dish and say, hey, man, this kid's good. What do you got on this guy? So that's heavy praise from guys all around the league.
Meantime, Fetty is just not landing that sweeper.
No.
He's hung 3 or 4 of them early in this outing.
And one of the things the Tigers have done such a good job of in the month of June, while the offense is ticked up, has been hammering pitches, regardless of pitch type, that are middle of the plate. And they've missed a couple this afternoon.
3-2 is a ground ball to third. That's Colson Montgomery for out number 1 on the 7th. 3-2 count already for the Tigers, but our Miller Lite moment, Bobby, was on a first pitch in the first inning.
Yeah, it was. Got a fastball in. Matt Vierling knew what to do with it. That ball was hit. Needed a little help to get over the fence. A little top of the wall action never hurt anybody, but they all count. You don't get an extra point for hitting them far. Just get them over the wall. That was a big swing of the bat. 2-run home run from Matt Vierling.
First one from the righty. Fetty is in there for a strike on a breaking ball. The Tigers this year, when they have not homered, are 21 under. When they do have a homer, it's 26-19, and you see the discrepancy for both of these teams. The home run can fix everything. It is America's Band-Aid.
That's right. That is it. You can find a way with one swing of the bat sometimes to keep yourself in the game or get ahead.
Oh, 2 coming. Late swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Fetty has his second strikeout. Hey, let's get a message from Figer Law, shall we?
If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
That's the old double Figer. First one to Riley Green. Skied left of center. Tristan Peters ranges over to make the catch. 2-1 Tigers after 3.
I can. You can't spell American without it.
Bringing the same values I taught my students. Being family owned and operated means we can give you top quality service for a fair price.
Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Visit familyheating.com for flexible financing options.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud. This is Tarek Skubal. Hits allowed versus left-handed batters coming into today. 7 of them on the first pitch of an at-bat, but 14 total, 10 of which have come on fastballs. And that was really the case in previous years as well. Lefties tried to jump early fastballs, as Montgomery did in his first at-bat. He takes a strike here.
Again, his stuff is so it's so filthy that you have to. You see a fastball, you got to let it eat.
Chopper first base and foul. You never hit left on left in the big leagues.
No.
Because you were a switch hitter. You avoided all of this treachery.
Listen, I learned it really early on in high school. I don't like that thing turning away from me right-handed from right-handed pitchers. So how can I combat that? Let me go over here and see what it looks like on this side. Oh, this is way better. No, that breaking ball thing was not my friend going away from me.
I don't know that I've ever heard somebody explain switch hitting better.
Pretty much. That's not the fastball. Old number 1, we're good there. That spinning thing with funny spin on it.
0-2. Montgomery takes a ball high on a sinker. 1-2. No.
No,
it's
Jack.
a no thanks for you.
No, Jack. We didn't want none of that. You go ahead and turn around. Try this way.
1-2. Montgomery swings through a sinker. No answers there. 2 strikeouts for Montgomery. 6 total for Skubal.
Yeah, he wasn't messing around there. Let me just give him this heater up and away. See if the young buck can do something with this. That's just a 2-seamer just at the top of the zone. You see he beats him right above his barrel.
Here's Edgar Caro to take ball number 1. You know, Tarek Skubal was very open. What is that? Bobby.
Ruh-roh.
I know it's supposed to be Scooby-Doo, but it looked a little forlorn to be Scooby-Doo.
Very melancholy there,
right?
Scooby-Doo. Can we get a happier one? I mean, I thought Scooby was happy. It's very sad, Jason.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see that as Vierling into center field gets to the track and he makes the catch. Matt Vierling runs it down before that ball could clang off the wall or worse.
No, that's a good catch by Matt Vierling. He didn't get the best jump, but when he did get going, he got on the route. Took a peek at center field, understood where he was, and caught that with a little bit to spare. Didn't have to jump necessarily, but that's okay. He came down with the baseball. That's a nice job of getting back there and making that catch 411 feet away.
Tarek says thank you. First pitch, ball one. The only thing I would challenge you on about Scooby looking a little melancholy is that he's a Great Dane. Not a collie.
You're right about that.
Scooby feels the same about that joke as many in our viewing audience. Well, that's Ferris State.
Ferris State Bulldogs right there.
See, that's a vicious mascot. Ground ball foul. Third base side by Junior Perez. I don't know that Matt Vierling off the bat thought that ball was hit as well as it was.
He didn't. He didn't. He did not get off the ball the way you would think he'd have to catch that ball. But he kicked it into gear and was able to get back there.
It's a home run in more than 2/3 of the parks in Major League Baseball, but not here, not tonight.
Not today.
Two and two for Perez. Shot to right. That's a base hit. So Junior Perez, who was just called up yesterday, he made his debut at Yankee Stadium, shocks that ball into right field, and they're going to keep that baseball as a souvenir for him. He was 0 for 2 in his first game.
That's a pretty good first one right there off a guy like Tarek Skubal. That's a story to tell. It was a nice job getting those hands in.
He's going to try and steal a base, and that is not a good choice. Dylan Dingler will make up some time in the air. Thank you very much. And his landing gear is right on Junior Perez's back. Ruh-roh is right.
Ruh-roh. Don't run on Ding.
And then Matt Vierling using the mystery machine to get to the warning track.
With his major league debut today, Trey Cruz becomes a third-generation big leaguer. Only 5 families have accomplished that feat. And joining me now are the first 2 generations. It's Jose Cruz Sr. and Jose Cruz Jr., Trey's grandfather and his father. I can only imagine how much pride each of you feel today. And Dad, we'll start with you. What have the last 24 hours or so been like?
Oh, crazy chaos. We got the news. I know I was upstairs. My wife was yelling at me to come downstairs. Very, very exciting. I was very happy about it. I was happy for him. You know, he's worked really hard for it, and just to be able to get an opportunity to come up here to the big leagues and live his dream, really, it was very exciting for us.
And Grandpa, what was your reaction to the news that Trey was going to make his debut today?
I'll tell you the truth, that's my dream come true. Seeing this third generation. Very excited for me, and I'm very happy for Trey. He worked hard, and I'm happy for him, and I hope that he can continue to play good here and play for so many years.
How would you describe the emotions? Because you've got to do this not once with your own son, but now twice with your grandson. How do you describe being able to do that twice in your life?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, this is amazing. You know what, I'm watching Trey now and being the big league. I mean, this is something, you know, I'm watching growing, and they went so quick. So I'm happy for him, and I hope that Chase is happy too.
So when Trey was young, did you guys know that he was something special and could be good at this thing called baseball?
I think so. There was for me, it was we were in I was in Toronto, so it's spring training at the time, and he would come back and basically imitate every pitcher, because basically all the kids running around right by the bullpen. And so he's imitating every pitcher throwing a baseball, which is, I was like, what in the world are you doing for a 1-year-old or whatever? So he was into it. He can sit in the ballpark and watch the whole game, which is also unique for a kid. So I knew he had something in him that he wanted to do it. And then later on, he had just great desire to keep pursuing and trying to be the best he could be, and here he is.
Well, it's an amazing accomplishment for your...
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Trey Cruz will bat in the 5th. Tigers go in order here, and what a story for that family.
House.com.
Our next giveaway of the season is tomorrow afternoon. Be one of the first through the gates and receive a Detroit Stars-inspired windbreaker presented by Comerica Bank. Visit tigers.com/giveaways to learn more. That's a 110 first pitch. Troy Melton on the hill against America's favorite starting pitcher, TBD. The White Sox, he's had a great year.
That guy's good.
High volume arm. First pitch, there's another first pitch swing from a left-hander, and Antonacci grounds it foul. We have had 2 rhythmic starting pitchers.
Yeah.
Fedde and Skubal are getting it and throwing it. I know Fedde didn't start, but he's been the bulk guy for the White Sox.
No, it keeps everybody fresh. These guys have gotten in good rhythms, but especially as a defender, you love it when your guy gets it, makes his decision, and goes.
Fastest guy you ever played behind?
Oh. Well, Ryan Dempster didn't mess around either. He just got it. He was very decisive what he wanted to do.
That's fisted towards shortstop, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Antonacci twice has a hit on 2 strikes against Skubal.
And hasn't hit either one of them hard, but he found the right spaces. This one is a broken bat. That's a sinker in, blows him up. Gets just enough of it to loft it over the infield for a base knock.
So Ryan Dempster?
Dempster, Ted Lilly worked pretty quickly.
Did Dempster do impressions in between pitches?
Yeah, that guy was hilarious, man. You want to talk about a guy that can make a young player. Now, granted, I wasn't a young rookie, but he can make players feel comfortable in their own skin in the clubhouse when they get to a new environment. He was so funny. And even on a start day, he was a little like Skubal. And even on a start day, you could talk to him. It wasn't like you had to walk around him in a 3-foot circle.
There's a strike on Acuna.
But just so disarming. He's such a funny guy.
He is, I mean, he's phenomenal talking about baseball, but his impressions are beyond the scope of the average impression.
They are pretty good.
1-1 is ricocheted foul off of Acuna. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
The interesting thing about Dempster one time, Jason, I don't know how I found myself in this group, but I found myself in a golf group with Dempster and Kevin Millar.
Oh boy.
It was the spring training, I think it was 2010, 2011 with the Cubs. I can't remember which one, but you want to go play golf? Sure. I had my clubs in the truck. We went out, and I don't even remember the round. I do remember I was sore the next day from laughing so hard, not from swinging the golf club. It was absolutely ridiculous. Just comedy for 18 holes, for 4+ hours of those two going back and forth.
People would listen to that podcast. The 3 of you.
I'd probably me laughing more than anything else, because those guys, everything. And people, people get on Millar. Is he really that way? Yes, that is who he is. Like, all of him, all the time. It was so funny.
We need more characters in baseball.
Absolutely. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, we like characters. 1-2 for Acuna. Antonacci at first. And Acuna serves that to left field. It's a base hit. Antonacci speeds for third. Acuna slams on the brakes around first. He was thinking about second base, and he had to shimmy to a stop, but 2 on, nobody out for the White Sox.
Yeah, it's a pretty well executed pitch by Tarik Skubal. That slider's down and in. He probably wants it a little bit further down. And again, Acuna does not hit this ball hard. He finds it just in the right spot. Riley Green makes a very good play, especially for a left-handed left fielder, getting that ball in to second base and holding Acuna to just the 90 feet.
He's going away from that throw.
Yes. Being left-handed left fielder, you have to be very good, either spinning glove side and throwing or getting around it like he did and getting that ball in the air, and that shut down Acuna from advancing to second base.
Here's Peters, who struck out on 3 the first time, and he takes a strike there that tickles the outside edge. The White Sox in this game have done basically all their damage with 2 strikes.
That's just odd, especially against Skubal.
0-1. Broken bat, ground ball, second base. Lead to McGonigal. The turn is in time, a double play. The game's tied. Antonacci scores, but the bases are clean, barring a challenge by the White Sox.
Yeah, eyeball test feel like he got him. They're hanging on. Hajulu has a little trouble. He hangs up a little bit in his glove, and McGonigal throws a rocket over to first base. I think he's safe if they challenge.
And they are going to.
Chicago is challenging the out call at first base.
Regardless of how this goes, you get the out at second. That's really close. Peters thought he was safe.
I got him safe.
I think you're right.
Yeah. That front toe's on the edge of that base. You can't really tell from there, but I'm fairly certain.
I'm with you. I thought real time that he was going to be safe, and that's what the call is.
The call in the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Chicago retains their challenge.
Bang, bang play. It gets Peters an RBI. You don't get an RBI for a double play. You do for a fielder's choice. And now Vargas will bat with a runner on and one out, and that changes certainly the complexion of this inning.
Absolutely it does. Going to get a visit here. Tiger pitching coach Chris Fetter on his way to the mound.
So Miguel Vargas is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking. He's bounced to short. An error from Kevin McGonigal put him on base. This is OPS against left-handed pitchers this year. Otto Lopez is having a marvelous year for Miami. Corbin Carroll has really turned it up. I mean, you're talking about him and Riley Green as the guys who've been the biggest outliers in this whole thing, left on left. And then Steer and Langoliers. But Miguel Vargas is as much the reason for the White Sox turnaround as anybody offensively.
He certainly is. He's having a tremendous year and even a better year against left-handed pitching. And Jason, we said it in the open. I mean, guys like this can handle the off-speed, especially the changeup, and especially off-speed away from them, because you have to use the other side of the field if you're going to be this good against left-handed pitching as a right-handed hitter.
And he's swinging at first pitches more than he ever has in his career, nearly 35%. After a meeting on the mound, he greets Skubal with a base hit to left. Just way more aggressive.
Yeah. He's ready for that fastball, certainly, but he gets a slider again. Not a bad choice of pitch, but not where Tarek wants it. It's inner third and thigh high. And he gets enough of it to muscle it in the left field.
Now Grichuk with Peters at second, Vargas at first, and the White Sox threatening to take the lead. A huge lead for Vargas at first base, by the way.
Yeah, Torque's so far off that he's a non-factor. There's obviously no one else over there, so you can go as far as the fielder is off with no threat. I'm not sure if the Tigers have some type of drop glove pickoff play, but this was the time to break one out.
No, you could create some havoc over there if Torque goes scrambling back behind him.
Yeah. And there's two ways you do it. You got the play where you catcher, Skubal's in the stretch, the catcher drops the glove, Torque takes off, and he picks off. Skubal picks off behind him. Or you can kind of throw a modified pitch out fastball away, and as soon as Skubal lets the ball go, Torque sneaks in behind the runner at first.
Which do you prefer?
I like the other. I like the one the second of the two. You set up fastball away. You tell him just throw it out here, and you make sure he gets it out there. Boom, and Dylan Dingler comes up firing. And the key to that is it's got to be a pitch that Randall Grichuk can't hit, because Torque's got to take off before that pitch gets to the hitting zone, as far off as he is.
Then you vacate the right side.
Absolutely.
If it's a hittable pitch.
That's right.
1-2, another enormous lead, and it's fouled away. Why that comes into play is just these cavernous gaps here at Comerica Park. Anything into right center, even if it's not a double, you could score from first that second run on the play.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. He's easily a third of the way to second base right now.
Check swing. He did not go. The other piece of it is, I mean, Vargas at first base, as that pitch is about to come, he's set up like he's running the 100-meter.
Yeah.
He's leaning into what looks like the starting blocks.
Well, that's how it's taught, especially with the runners on first and second, and that first baseman's not going to be holding you on. You're so focused on seeing what that runner at second base is going to do. In a case like that, you can follow in behind him as the trail runner, but you got to keep your eyes up and eyes on the runner at second base.
Now Peters there had such a big lead, and he started to move those feet. He had a long way to go back to second on that ball in the dirt. A lot at play here on 3-2. 2 on, 1 out for the White Sox in the 5th. 3-2 to Grichuk, and he cues it foul first base side. Long inning for Skubal, who had been pretty efficient coming into the 5th. And the whole buffet for Randall Grichuk. He takes ball 4. Grichuk walks. The bases are loaded with 1 out in the 5th.
That fastball, that four-seamer got up and away from Tarek Skubal there. And now you got to deal with Chase Mydroff, and this guy's he's just a tough out. He's a battler. Doesn't have a ton of power, but he's going to give you a quality at bat.
Usually very patient early in his sequence, and he lets Skubal get behind 1-0. Mydroff only swings about half the time when the ball's in the strike zone.
Wow.
When he snaps at, he liked the idea of a fastball 1-1. Chase Mydroff against the Tigers since he made his major league debut. That's an OPS of 1161.
And you wonder why sometimes there's just no telling. Just certain uniforms, certain organizations you just have a better time with regardless of who's pitching.
Ground ball to third. Keith home, got the out there. It's a force out. 5-2 and 2 down.
Excellent decision by Colt Keith right here. That ball was a chopper. You weren't going to get 2 anywhere on the diamond. He made the decision, had time, gathered himself, made a strong throw home. This isn't always a easy throw to make for the simple fact that the angles become very, very tight. Runner at third base, Peters knows he's going to get inside the baseline to try to disrupt that angle. Colt Keith threads the needle and records out. That's a nice job by Colt Keith and a very good split-second decision.
You know, Tristan Peters could have actually cut that off better.
He could have gone a little further for sure. Absolutely can. When that ball is chopped, you got to figure he's going to come home as well. You got to get inside that baseline if the runner on third base to create even less of an angle. Colt found a way to get the ball properly to Dylan Dingler.
And now it's 0-2 on Colson Montgomery, who so far in the game has seen 9 pitches. He's struck out twice, and he's on the verge of it again. There you see the lead in foul territory by Vargas. Again, the Tigers typically have their base runners taking the lead in fair territory.
With the lefty up and that third baseman way over, you're not concerned about, especially with a pull hitter up, you're not really concerned about him hitting the runner in fair territory.
Yeah, that would take a bizarre,
very
magic wand shot.
Very bizarre one.
You see the pitches by inning for Skubal. He was cruising along, but now he's run into a definite pothole on 25 fifth-inning pitches. Trying to extract himself here. 1-2 for Montgomery. That is all. Ooh. Oh, Skubal. Skubal. Tarek's happy to be home.
He's letting them know over there.
Whose house?
My house. 29 lives here. Go somewhere.
Big. Tarek Skubal versus Colson Montgomery. Round 3 went to Skubal. Tarek was electrified on his way off the field, and the umpires are still talking this over. So after the strikeout, Tarek immediately had words for Montgomery, the young left-hander for the White Sox.
He's pointing in the dugout.
Yeah.
There's some chirping going on by somebody. There's some chirping going on. 29 doesn't like it. You're not going to come to the crib and talk a whole bunch of mess. I can tell you that right now. He let him know.
Do you think maybe Tarek thinks that the White Sox are doing something in the dugout that he doesn't like?
It's possible. It's possible.
Eric Fetty to Colt Keith. First pitch, strike one.
Jason, I'm still a little fired up over here, man. I got the blood flowing a little bit.
Yes, and that's good.
That's right.
The Tigers need that.
They do.
I mean, honestly, like, whether you poke the bear or the bear acts like he's been poked and reacts anyway, it's good for everybody.
That's right.
I mean, that guy's feeling it.
He's always feeling it. He doesn't need any help feeling it.
No, but we need that kind of glare.
I dig it.
You open 30 and 44, somebody's got to kick the engine.
That's it.
Yes, that. 1 and 2.
I like it. The Diesel running hot tonight.
There's a sweeper that hung up and one away. Let's get a message to the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Now during employee pricing for everyone, get $10,002 in savings on the 2026 F-150 XLT 4x4. See your Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
I feel like Tarek Skubal would be like that even if he were playing Go Fish.
No question. The way over competitive, buddy.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what it is.
But you love having him around. Like the night is better when he's involved, because you're not just like, you're not playing ping pong for fun.
When Tarek Skubal buys Park Avenue in Monopoly, he gonna tell you about it. That's how this dude is wired, man. It is all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, but that is a special characteristic, and you need to have it. Yeah. I would even venture to say, like, it's good for Trey Cruz to see that coming up.
Oh yeah,
in his first major league game. Like, there is some vim and vinegar in the Tigers.
Even for a guy, and we don't know Trey well enough yet, even if that's not him, he needs to see what this looks like. And that's what this looks like. Not that he wouldn't know. He's got a grandfather and a dad that's been in the big leagues, but it's different when it's you in that spot.
Yeah, and you're just starting.
Yeah.
Your first steps of your legacy. Two is there. It's strike three. Cruz punches out, 2 away, and that's 8 in a row retired by Fetty. Bet365 odds update is Kevin McGonigal, who is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. One hit would hit the over. You're wondering who Tarek Skubal was yelling at in the dugout. Upon further review, it was Mike Vassell. It looked like. That's who our camera looked like he was yelling at. Who's a pitcher on the injured list, and he's kind of been the heartbeat of the White Sox. in that dugout, but he waves a magic wand in the dugout. We haven't seen on our cameras the magic wand tonight, but that is a piece of the White Sox ethos, I guess you'd say, for Will Venable. They've been the surprise team in Major League Baseball.
They've been doing something right, whether it's magic wand or whatever they got going down there. They got something going on.
1-2 is off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McGonigal. Fetty has thrown well since coming in for the opener, Brandon Eisert, but he is going to start seeing the top of the order for the second time. McGonigal now has run the count full in all 3 trips to the plate.
This is what he does, Jason. He just wears you out on the hill.
Kevin to right field, falling quickly but not quickly enough, and Junior Perez skids in to make the catch and complete a 1-2-3 inning in a tie game. Tied at 2, top of the 6th inning. Our Bet365 scoreboard. Last we saw Tarek Skubal, he was yelling at the White Sox dugout, including Mike Vassell, the pitcher on the injured list, who has really been the leader of the White Sox resurgence and abracadabra alakazam. He has been a magician, but that's been a major part of what they've done. The vibes are real.
Hey.
And not everybody enjoys a magic show.
Every clubhouse has got something. That's a fact. You've been around enough of them. I've been around enough of them. There's always some hijinks going on. I don't know if I've seen Harry Potter in a clubhouse before.
But you know what? I'm all for whatever works for you.
Absolutely. 100%.
But obviously something happened that Tarek Skubal wasn't happy about. Whether it's he saw David Copperfield when he was 11, or he thought they were doing something else on the base pass, whatever it is, we'll find out after the game.
Yep.
But Tarek doesn't typically go off just to do it. Competitively, he's as likely to tip his cap to somebody, and that smile we had last year with Alex Bregman, who kept swinging at first pitches, all that stuff. He's got to have a reason.
Oh, there's a reason. There's a reason. Like you said, he doesn't just go off just because. He's not that. That's not his competitive fire is there, but it burns differently than that.
That's right. That's right. It's there, burning under the surface at all times. 2-2 on Edgar Caro. Strike 3, pinpoint on a fastball.
Just a heater, top of the zone in. Caro gets locked up. Yeah. That's one of those when you're saying you're a pitcher that's on the injury list. Better you than me, big dog. I couldn't do anything with that either.
One down, Junior Perez fouls away strike 1. But you know what, though? Just a little lava doesn't hurt this Tigers team.
No, none. No issue whatsoever. None.
You might say they need it.
I think you're right. I would agree with you. Something. And it's not to indict that Tiger clubhouse. It's just like they need a little injection of something.
Fly ball left field from Perez. Green is back. He's at the wall, and that thing skids over the top. And Junior Perez has in the same night his first major league hit, his first major league home run, and he's made that baseball disappear.
Another good story to tell. First knock off Tarek Skubal, first homer off Tarek Skubal in the same game. It's a change up. It was middle of the plate up. Perez extended a little bit. Those are the ones you get out there a little bit, get that good extension, and they go further than you think. And that one went just far enough.
The White Sox have taken the lead 3-2 in the 6th. And now Antonacci, who's 2 for 2. We'll see the 89th pitch tonight from Tarek Skubal. Credit where it is due. This White Sox team has been relentless all year long. They got their doors blown off in 2 games at Yankee Stadium. Double-figure runs for the Yankees, the first 2 in that series. Then last night, with a sweep on the line, Andrew Benintendi hit a pinch hit grand slam on the first pitch he saw to get the vibes right in that clubhouse again. 0-1 is a ball, a bunch shown, and a ball taken by Antonacci.
Yeah, this bunch isn't going to go away. They're not going to cower. Yeah, Skubal was yelling at him and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to cower. You're right. This is a different ball club than they were a year ago, 2 years ago. A lot of that, some roster change, some personnel decisions they made. One big personnel decision they made is going to get Will Venable as their manager. You hear rave reviews from everybody surrounding that organization about the job that he has done. And also, too, you got to give some credit to Chris Getz. He stocked that farm system, made some trades, and some of these guys are coming through now.
And there's a belief factor that Venable and Getz both get credit for, certainly, as it's 2-2. That is the first time in Tarek Skubal's career he's allowed 2 homers on a changeup in a given start. That is hard to believe that it's happened, considering how good that pitch has been. Three and 2 for Antonacci. Chopper to first. Torkelson, even with the bag, swipes out number 2, and we get a message from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
That's 5 2/3 for Tarek Skubal in his return to Comerica Park. 3-2, the White Sox lead as Skubal leaves and gets a huge round of applause. Drew Anderson will face the White Sox when we come back.
Trying to predict the future.
The Tigers with a season membership deposit for next year and enjoy a complimentary game on us. Deposits start at just $100 and include elevated benefits. Explore more at tigers.com/deposits. Tigers trailing 3-2 in the first of 3 with the White Sox this weekend. And Drew Anderson is on. He'll face Luis Angel Acuna. He takes a strike. Our wall side windows pitching change. Drew Anderson trying to retaliate against a White Sox team that made it sting against him a couple of weekends ago at Rate Field on the south side of Chicago. Well, that's a swing that you might not put in the handbook.
Luis Angel Acuna definitely wants that one back. That 4-seam fastball riding in.
Oh, and 2. That'll do. Inning over, but the White Sox take the lead against Skubal. 2-3-4 on the way next.
Listen to
our Call Sam best call. It's the highest slugging percentage in any single month for a catcher in Tigers history. Top 3 spots are Rudy York, who actually played a year with the White Sox as well, but mostly with the Tigers, including the World Series in '45. Pudge Rodriguez, June 2004, and Dylan Dingler, who has just mashed everybody this month.
He's been so hot, and it's been so consistent. The good swings, the hard contact, even on balls that he doesn't necessarily get a hit on, they seem to have been squared up. Quality of at-bats has been through the roof. And it's so difficult. And the wear and tear these catchers get, I mean, it's just incredible that anybody can really have any offensive production when you're asked to do what these guys are asked to do defensively.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of decisions to make in terms of like Hall of Fame voting for catchers, because the games played, it's just going to be different for this generation. And for very good reason, as Dylan starts this off well for the Tigers on a breaking ball from Fetty. He read the scouting report, and he's 2 for 3.
Yeah, we talked about that sweeper. That's what he likes to go to. This one's up and out over the plate. Maybe even a little bit off, but Dylan Dingler fires on it, gets that barrel out, hooks it into left field for a single. When you see that sweeper up like that, you have the opportunity to get to it. You got to fire on it, because when he executes one down in the zone or below the zone, very difficult. Jason, I think that's a very worthy conversation that has to get had. Is
what our catchers now is Vierling flies it to right. First pitch swing and out number 1.
You just look at the raw numbers. I mean, you start any discussion about statistics has to start with games played and how much are you available. Well, we've seen that go from 130 to 120, and really that 110 to 120 mark is an everyday catcher in the big leagues now. And so the criteria and the judgment has to adjust for that.
Like, take JT Realmuto, for example. He has been kind of the Iron Man of catchers for this generation, and he's played 140 games twice. He's played 130 games 7 times in his 13-year career. That's a good number. It's a solid, sizable number. It puts him over 1,400 for his major league career. Rudy York played 150 games in 8 consecutive seasons. He led the league with 155 games 3 times. He played every game available a couple of years, and as compared to the rest of the league. And, you know, it's not good or bad, it's just different, and we do have to kind of flow with the times here as a league and as a baseball populace. 2-1 to Green, and Eric Fetty loves throwing fastballs up to Riley Green. He had not given him a hittable fastball in their games, 2 of them now this year.
Riley's, that was usually the place where you can get Riley to swing and miss, and they keep trying.
Sweeper down and in, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that's a place where Riley Green knows he's going to go to that back foot breaking ball. You see the stats that Riley's put up. The hits are in. They're down and in. That kind of pitch, but a little bit further up and a little bit more of a cement mixer. 3-2 is up, and he missed, and it's ball 4.
Again, tried to go up with that fastball, missed. Riley Green works the walk.
So 2 on, 1 out, and if anybody knows how Eric Fetty's going to pitch him, it's Spencer Torkelson. That first appearance for Fetty at right field, it was slider away, cutter away, slider away, cutter away, further and further and further away.
And just testing the waters, and he's using that cutter. Throw it on the plate, let it cut off, and then throw all the off-speed stuff off of that, away from Spencer Torkelson. They didn't even try to, like, disguise it. Or just show him something in. They just kept pounding that outer third and off the plate.
He has missed twice with a sweeper to Torque on first pitches. They have both been outs. One a line drive to third. That pop out on the infield or thereabouts, and 2 away. Bobby, the last 2 pitches he's thrown to Torque have been basically both this.
This is what you want right here. Torque went up there hunting the sweeper. He got it. That's middle, gang. And you see the disgust when he throws the bat away. He knows he just let him off the hook right there. That's what that's about. It's so frustrating as a hitter. You know what a guy's going to do to you. You know you go up there hunting the pitch, you get the one you want, and you pop it up, or you roll over it.
Just got to drive you up the wall.
Oh, it is. It really gets you going. Sometimes you go in the tunnel and yell at yourself like Scuba was yelling at the White Sox bench.
Just let it out. 1-0 sweeper. That's a better one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kerry Carpenter. Big chance for the Tigers here. 2 on, 2 out. Carp has a couple of homers all time against Fetty. This in so many ways is a pivotal homestand for the Tigers this year. And Tarek Skubal even said it publicly. Play better baseball or else was the headline, but the sentiment is you know where these seasons can go as the trade deadline approaches. Flare into center. Peters on the charge. He's not going to get there. It bounces over his head. Dingler's home. Riley follows. Tigers take the lead.
Sometimes you got to use the whole bat, Jason. He got jammed right there. Did not hit that ball well at all. And a good piece of base running. With 2 outs, he was off on the pitch. Was Riley. But when Peters goes to dive for that ball and misses by 3 feet, you know Joey Cora doesn't have a stop sign in his game. He kept rolling him. And that's nice play right there. Nice side. Good job by the guys on deck telling him where to go, too.
And just like that, it's a 4-3 Tigers advantage. Looked like at first Peters might have thought that was a 737. It was a regional jet. He wasn't gassed up for a long trip.
He landed the plane. He landed the plane a little short of the runway. But even the middle innings, though, I mean, that's one of those, you got to do the math on it a little bit. Keep that baseball in front of you. Keep Riley Green from scoring. You're in a 3-3 ball game. But instead, because it was 2 outs, Riley Green was rolling on the pitch. Peters decided to make that play. You could almost guarantee he's going to score if he didn't come up with it.
What a big break for the Tigers against, as you said off the top of the show, a better defensive White Sox team.
Yes.
That was the type of thing that was happening to them in previous years and creating a snowball effect.
Absolutely. This one's still not, they're still not out of this inning yet. How-Yu Lee up and Kerry Carpenter on second base.
That one he yanked. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yu Lee, we talked about that little step in the bucket type swing. He does a really nice job of keeping his hands through the middle of the diamond. Stay in the middle of the field here, hit something hard. Kerry Carpenter will score. Tack another one on.
Foul ball from Lee.
Good at bat here. Continue to wear him out. Look for one of those mistake sweepers right here.
On 2-2 from Fetty. Oh, that was it, man. That was exactly what you asked for.
That was
it. You got 2 wishes left. Use them wisely.
Jason, you said it earlier in the game. He doesn't. That sweeper has not been very good tonight. It just flat out has not been good. The last time the Tigers saw him, it was very good. All over the zone, wherever he wanted. He has made several mistakes tonight, and that was another one.
He hasn't really paid for it yet.
No.
Time called by Caro now.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, he's paid for the walk, but that's pretty much it. The baseball karma folks are on his side so far as the 2-2 is swung through. Strike 3. Tigers do take the lead. It turns out the Tigers have their own magic wand.
There it is right there. A little jam shot and a misplay. Take them how you get them.
4-3 Tigers with the lead. Top of the 7th here at Comerica Park, and Drew Anderson has been staked to the advantage. Ball 1 he throws here in the 7th to the bottom of the order, and Tristan Peters. But the Tigers just handed Drew the lead on the Kerry Carpenter 2-run double to short center field that the center fielder Peters thought he had a beat on. He dove to try to make the catch. He was unable to, and the Tigers took the lead as the ball bounded in back of it.
Yeah, questionable decision, and especially with as far as he missed that ball by. Just keep it in front of you, keep that second run from scoring. But fortunately for the Tigers, he elected to dive for it, and they got the Riley Green came around to score.
Peters pops it up. McGonigal from shortstop races over to make the catch, and there's one away. It's our Comerica Bank game summary. Inside the story so far, Tigers defense has held up pretty well. One error didn't hurt. And Dylan Dingler's arm, always fun to watch.
IU Lee going back, ranging over his left shoulder to get this ball. That wasn't an easy play. And this one right here from Matt Vierling. Didn't get off the ball great the way he probably wanted to, but he made up for it with a really efficient route. Caught it just in time.
There's Vargas. Hammer a fastball at 98, foul, strike 1. This is the matchup that cost the Tigers the Friday night game in Chicago. The Vargas home run that sent right field into a frenzy against Drew Anderson on a ball not dissimilar to that one, a little further away from his body. 2 strikes on Vargas. Back to May, Friday night, late in the game, and a walk-off home run for Vargas.
On that kick change, Jason, that's Drew Anderson's pitch, signature pitch. That kick change, that one was up.
That fastball was down, and so is he. Strike 3. Anderson gets a measure of revenge. 2 down.
That's a good fastball from Drew Anderson right there. It's a four-seamer, but you can see it tracking down and in towards Vargas a little bit. Had some two-seam sinker action to it. Either way, Vargas can't catch up.
Fastball from Hades. No thank you. 2 down. Grichuk takes a strike. So you withstand the at-bat against left-handers. We get a challenge here. It's presented by Feiger Law. Grichuk challenges a strike call, and he watches along with you, and he's vindicated.
Drew's done a nice job. He got in trouble in a few outings with that changeup staying up. He's been much more effective lately of making sure that it was down.
Powered to right field. Cruz on the run. He's not going to get there. It's a hop over the top of the wall and kicking back in. It's a double for Grichuk. Right on right.
He got behind the count, had to come over the plate with a heater. Randall Grichuk's been doing this a long time. Still really good power the other way. Splits that gap. One hops over for a ground rule double.
Well, you said it earlier. If you get the ball up,
yes,
you have a good shot. That was not elevated enough.
No, that was thigh high.
Here's Mydroth. First pitch, strike 1. He's rolled out twice to third base. Once led to a force out at home. As the White Sox scored 1, but no more in the 5th. He didn't want to go, and he didn't go.
Nice job of Ding keeping that in front of him, not allowing Grichuk to advance to third base. This is one of those games. I mean, every game is the same, right? But this is one of those especially. Every 90 feet could be the difference. Dylan Dingler does more often than not. Keeps that ball in front of him when he goes to block it.
Forcing Grichuk to remain at second. Now 1-2 on Mydroth on another changeup from Drew. Tigers trying to get their first win against the White Sox this year. They would climb to within 8.5 of Chicago of the victory. Still have 7 outs to get for that to be the result tonight before Nelly takes over Comerica Park.
Boy.
You have VIP backstage passes. I know you do.
Man.
1-2. You ever seen Nelly?
I've seen Nelly once upon a time in a land far, far away, Jason. That was actually the day I got married. Got married in Atlanta, Georgia, and we were retiring to the honeymoon suite, and we walked past off the elevator.
You walked past Nelly?
Yeah, he was going right in his room, and we were going right.
Wait. The stunning conclusion after the break. It's a good time for a sequel. Figer Law's 7th inning stretch, then Nelly on wedding night. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family-owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. And by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers. That's how excited everybody is to hear the end of your Nelly story, Bobby Scales. 4-3, Tigers with the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the new pitcher is Chris Murphy, the left-hander for the White Sox, who will face Jahmai Jones. Our Wallside Windows pitching change. Jahmai looking for his first hit since May the 26th. Jahmai's a Georgia guy.
He is.
And you were in Atlanta when you ran into Nelly, please.
That's a beautiful segue there, Jason.
Yeah.
No, the wedding night. So the funny part was we get on the elevator and go up, and Denzel Washington's on the elevator. His son at the time was playing football at Morehouse.
Ground ball, base hit, Jahmai Jones.
Not a boy.
Needed it.
Oof. Yes, he did.
Maybe he's about to get hot in here.
I hope so. Wow. That's just a change up over the middle of the plate. And if anybody needed a knock on this Tiger team, it was Jahmai Jones. Solid single through the left side. Like you said, maybe he can get going. The rest of this Tiger offense can get going too.
Now Trey Cruz, as Zach McKinstry is going to pinch run for Jahmai Jones. Trey Cruz in search of his first major league hit. And a foul ball, strike one. So you're in the elevator with Denzel Washington.
In the elevator with Denzel Washington. So, you know, that was, we had a little brief exchange or whatever. He gets off the elevator, goes to the right. Our room is down to the left. There's only 2 other rooms up there on that top floor. And sure enough, Nelly, the door opens and looks out. And Nelly pops his head out. And he and my then wife were like, okay. And he says, oh, what's up though, Daddy? Y'all just got married? We're like, yeah. He goes, well, congratulations to y'all. And that was it. We walked to the hotel, walked to the room, and that was it.
Marvelous.
It was something
Marvelous.
to see those two. And that's,
I mean, that as the bunt goes foul, 1-2. I mean, what do you even say to that?
Nothing. I don't remember saying anything. Honestly, it was.
Thank you, Nelly.
It was, yeah. We said thank you. They just kept it moving. That was it.
Wow. 1-2 for Trey Cruz. McKinstry at first. And a breaking ball is in there for strike 3. Tough first game for Trey Cruz in the big leagues. And one away. Thought maybe the Nelly story would activate his first major league hit.
Oh, man. We thought so, but not yet. Not yet.
One down for McGonigal. Tigers leading 4-3 in the home 7th. As sunset happens here at Comerica Park, but again, sunset won't be happening in Alaska tonight. It's the midnight sun game out there. And it's just, you know, you think about how beautiful a night we're having here at Comerica Park and how, as a ground ball to first, it's Vargas spinning it to second to get one, and that is a double play. The return pass was beautiful, and the White Sox are through the Tigers' half of the 7th. 4-3 Detroit to the 8th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
6 outs to get. Our wall side windows pitching change is Will Vest, who ran into trouble in Houston a couple of days ago, and he will face the meat of the order for the White Sox, starting with Colson Montgomery, then Caro, then Junior Perez, who has his first major league home run. This is a well-stocked bench too. Andrew Benintendi, who had the pinch hit grand slam last night for the White Sox, is available. The rookie with some pop, Braden Montgomery, is available as well, and another rookie left-hander, Jacob Gonzalez. But Vest begins his outing with a fastball and a strike to Montgomery, who punched out 3 times. Nothing in 2. It's been a long night for Colson Montgomery. 3 strikeouts, only 2 baseballs out of the zone he's taken, as the Tigers have gone massively to the bench defensively. James Outman, who's on the roster in part because of his defensive prowess, is in center, moving Bierling to right. McKinstry and McGonigal on the infield. The White Sox bullpen back underway as well. They are hoping to tie or take the lead, and their 2 big guns in the pen, Sir Anthony Dominguez and Grant Taylor, haven't thrown since Sunday.
Yeah.
1-2. Montgomery sprays it foul.
You're showing Montgomery a couple 4-seamers away right there. He will chase below the zone. You have to make sure you get it there, especially on the off speed, because he can hit some balls hard below the zone, especially close to him, that are a couple balls below the knees.
Takes a changeup away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It feels like the way to finish him off is a fastball.
I think so. Fastball up above the zone on the plate, but well above the strike zone.
2-2. It's a winding slider. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Colson Montgomery, who's 1 home run shy of the 21 he had in his rookie year last year for the White Sox. Man, oh man, the walks out of the bullpen have been a real problem for the Tigers this year. They're in the bottom 1/3 of the league, and that's a leadoff variety.
Jason, that bullpen door swings open. It has to be strikes. It has to be on the plate. Just too often this year it has not been.
There's a strike and a slider to Edgar Caro. Yeah, and it's not like they're not trying to throw strikes, but it has been an epidemic in that bullpen. That's a strike. 0-2 for Caro. Junior Perez is the CNL Ward on deck hitter typically in this spot, but it's going to be Braden Montgomery. We told you the White Sox have a well-stocked bench. Montgomery will hit for Perez, who had his first major league hit and home run tonight. One and 2 for Caro. Will would love a ground ball. Not that kind. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Montgomery over there at first base, really good athlete. Only 1 out of 2 stolen bases this year, but he can really go. I don't know if he's going to take off in this situation.
Short lead, 2-2, is sliced. Foul down the left field line. Tigers have double-barreled action in the bullpen. Drew Summers, Kenley Jansen. You figure Summers is for Antonacci, or the possible Benintendi or Gonzalez pinch hit opportunity down the line as well. Montgomery on deck is a switch hitter, so they'll get a platoon advantage one way or the other there. 2-2 from Vest. We'll have to wait. A timeout called by Caro. One-run games have been ruthless to the Tigers this year. And the Tigers have not really helped themselves in close ball games either. 2-2, hit sharply to second. That's Lee. That's a turn, and that's a double play. That was very terribly necessary.
Oh boy, right on time too. You couldn't have asked of anything any better. Right here, you get the one hop from high to high, you Lee. Good exchange right there. And a good relay on to first base. Spencer Torkelson from Zach McKinstry just inserted into the game. Like you said, Jason, it's exactly what they needed right there, and they got it.
Now the rookie Braden Montgomery, who homered in his first major league game off of the very tough closer Raisel Iglesias of Atlanta. And he takes a vicious cut at the first pitch fastball he sees from Vest. Montgomery for Perez, who homered already. Didn't fire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, the exhale after that leadoff walk goes away.
Man. Leadoff walks and 2 off walks. 2 out walks. Often come back to hurt you.
Strike called, 1-2. Hope would be you could hand the baton to Kenley Jansen to face the bottom of the order. That's what Vest would like. Curaçao's finest. One and 2. Deep breath. And ball 2.
Good pitch right there. Nice try with the changeup from Will Vest. The youngster Montgomery not offering.
Two and 2. Little piece of it. He's the 12th overall pick 2 years ago out of Texas A&M by way of Stanford. Just called up this month. Two and 2.
Yeah, obviously very excited about this young man in their uniform. Had a conversation with a former teammate of mine, Josh Barfield. He's in their front office, assistant general manager over there, and he was raving about not just the player, but the aptitude of this kid.
On the ground to Lee, and How You is on target to retire the side. Leadoff walk, no harm done. Tigers try to add on next. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by North Bloomfield Properties. Let them manage your rental home so you can enjoy your weekends again. Lou Whitaker, one of the all-time greats in this uniform. It is Black and Baseball weekend here at Comerica Park as Sir Anthony Dominguez throws ball number 1 to Dylan Dingler. I know you were part of a panel yesterday to celebrate the weekend.
Yeah, we had a gala, the Black Diamond Gala, in conjunction with Mr. Willie Horton's foundation. It was an outstanding affair. Asia Pearson with the Tigers was the spearhead of that event, and she did a marvelous job of pulling all that together. Her team was over at the Motor City Casino. Wonderful time. Had a lot of the remaining Negro League players there. Mr. Pedro Sierra, Tigers' own Jake Wood, who did not play in the Negro Leagues, but he was the first black Tiger that was signed and developed through the system and debuted with the Detroit Tigers. So it was a very meaningful event. A young man who was attending Detroit Edison, who's going to be going to Southern University down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana next year. So it was a wonderful event, bridging both the older generation, the newer generation, and black baseball here in Detroit and other communities across the country as well.
It's an extremely rich history.
Very.
Here in Detroit.
Very much so. Detroit Stars, one of the flagship franchises of the Negro Leagues, and It was very impactful. I was asked to do it, and I was more than happy to do so. It was very impactful for me just to be a part of it. I learned so much from everybody that was there, and it was truly an honor to be to MC that event yesterday.
Two and two on Dingler from Sir Anthony Dominguez, as we'll be celebrating Blackened Baseball weekend all weekend long here at Comerica Park with giveaways, celebrations. Two and two again for Dingler from Sir Anthony Dominguez, who was having a pitch comm issue. Carroll called for time to get that rectified, or at least give him a moment before the pitch timer came into play. But Dominguez has struggled with finding the strike zone this year.
And it's interesting too, just some tremendous stuff, but you're right, Jason. Walks are up. It's not quite miss or middle, but it's pretty close.
And Dylan Dingler victimizes that fastball for his third hit tonight.
He just keeps hitting. Just keeps hitting and keeps hitting. This is a four-seam fastball down and away from him. More outer third than away. Nonetheless, he puts the big part of the bat on it and beats Acuna up the middle. That's just a nice job of hitting from Dylan Dingler all year long. Stayed in a big part of the field. It's been impressive to watch.
And watch, they have 41,500 or so here at Comerica Park as we get a challenge of ball one. And that is not a very good challenge. Chicago has exhausted their challenges, says Rob Drake.
That one doesn't bother me as much as the one they spent in the first.
Yeah, that was absolutely not worth it.
And now you don't have any, right? And that's kind of the opportunity cost of using them that early.
One by a batter, Vargas. This one by Caro. 2-0 to Vierling. Fouled away, and we get a message from Tiger Law.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win.
Postcard night for downtown Detroit. Tourism Bureau evening. Vierling serves that foul again. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Matt, as the White Sox will have 7, 8, and 9 in the order against very likely Kenley Jansen, unless the Tigers were to pile up a stack of runs here. But he's been up for a while. He may come in even if it's a 4-run game.
He might.
Two. A tapper foul. Vierling is proving to be a gnat. Not a Washington gnat, but they are 3 over.
They are 3 over with a young group over there.
Two and two from Dominguez, the former Oriole. Vierling skies it. Mydroth will leave it for Montgomery. There's one away, and we take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Bet365. Mystery man tomorrow against Troy Melton. That's likely to be a bullpen day for the White Sox, barring something wild and woolly. And then Davis Martin, who was an all-star until that last start in New York. They bombs away Davis Martin, but he has had a phenomenal year. He'll face Kader Montero as Justin Verlander went back for bullpen, felt the hamstring issue. He's not going to start on Sunday.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, the worst part about it is he wants desperately to pitch for this team again, and right now it's just not happening for him.
There's going to be a party here at Comerica Park Sunday afternoon. Second time that he was scheduled to start on a Sunday and hasn't been able to ring the bell. 2-0. Riley Green takes a strike. 2-1, Daniela.
Yeah, Justin Verlander talking to us today after we got the news that he won't be making the start on Sunday, and disappointed is an understatement to describe his emotions. But what he did tell us is that he committed to this Tigers team for this year, and he's going to give it all that he has to get back and have a productive second half to this season. Hopefully it's a little bit before then, but a lot of disappointment and frustration from Justin Verlander as he could taste getting back on the mound here at Comerica Park when that injury happened in Houston.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for a guy who is as competitive as anybody out there. 2-2, ground ball to first. Here we go again. Vargas starts it. Turn comes back to him. How often do you see a couple of 3-6-3s to finish off an inning in back-to-back innings? Tigers have a 1-run lead for Kenley Jansen when we come back.
Coming your way on Tigers postgame, we get into everything from this one, starting with the Tigers' 6th inning, a pivotal sequence with that one, Tarik Skubal, his day, and then also Tarik Skubal versus the White Sox dugout on top of that, too. Kenley Jansen looking to shut the door on this baby. White Sox, though, 14-6 this season in 1-run games. That's second best in baseball. Kenley looks to shut the door and get career save 484. Jason and Bobby, take us home.
Logan, thank you. That's the plan. Kenley Jansen, our wall side windows pitching change. He will face 7, 8, and 9 in the order. And it looks like 3 left-handers. Antonacci, then Andrew Benintendi, who's grabbed a bat on deck. And Tristan Peters would be the 3rd hitter scheduled. Jansen, the veteran, reaches back for a first pitch, ball 1.
You know what you're going to get with Kenley. It's going to be about 80% cutter. That's what he does, the occasional sinker. He'll mix that slider in every so often.
Ground ball, first base. Toward Kenley. 1 away, just like that.
Like to see that, those rollover ground balls. That's the product of that late movement off that cutter. Looks like a fastball for so long. You know it's going to dart a little bit into left-handed hitters, maybe a little away from right. Either way, it's just enough to get off the barrel or towards the hands and induce that weak contact when he's right.
So now, as we mentioned, Andrew Benintendi has grabbed a bat. And as we also mentioned last night in New York in a 1-1 tie, he hit a grand slam. Kenley Jansen, as Dylan Dingler approaching, and he's standing up there on the hill looking down, Dingler's going to talk to him. And it looks as though they're in agreement on how to proceed. So Benintendi last night, cold off the bench. First pitch came to him. It was a fastball, and he hammered it.
Well, when you come off the bench as a pinch hitter, there's no getting into that bat. There's no settling into it. You're trying to put a good swing on the first thing smoking. And if it's a fastball, get timed up for it and don't miss it. Benintendi got that one last night.
It was off of Camilo Doval. Here he gets a cutter, and that ends up on the old dusty trail. It's a 4-3 ground ball and 2 away for the White Sox in this 9th.
He did the same thing right there. He was ready for that first thing in the middle of the zone. Fortunately for the Tigers, it was a ground ball, and how you lead. Put it away.
Two down, Tristan Peters. First one. There for a strike. No challenges available for the White Sox, even if they wanted to. That one was in the neighborhood and rang the doorbell. 0-1. Same place. Put your face in the ring camera. 0-2.
Yeah, that one went in the side door. Got on the porch. Just got in the side door.
2 strikes. Chopper foul, first base side. This has been an emotional battlefield tonight. Tarek Skubal spurred it on for the Tigers, who took the lead late. 0-2 from Jansen is up and out. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That slider right there, just to show him a little something different. Likely going to go right back to old reliable, the cutter right here, underneath the hands.
On 1 and 2. Ooh, it was worth a shot. Two and 2. Well, if the other one was the side door, that one climbed the trellis.
That's in the backyard. That's on the other end of the property there, Jason.
Neighbor ladies yelling at it.
That's right.
3 and 2. Here comes the crowd. 2 down, bases empty. Top of the order looming. Jansen got him. Good night. Skubal had some words, and the Tigers got the last laugh. 4-3, your final in the series opener.
Good win for the boys tonight. They needed that when Kennedy came on, shut it down. Found a way to get one more run than the other squad, and sometimes it's just like that. Figure out a way, benefit of a questionable play in the outfield. Doesn't matter. Tigers win.
Time to turn a corner here.
That's right. Totally agree.
Tigers get the win, their first win against the White Sox this year, a 1-run game. Victory has been so elusive. Tigers grab that tonight. 4-3 your final score. For Denny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, our entire marvelous crew. For Daniela Bruce, Bobby Scales, Jason Benetti saying farewell. 4-3, Tigers win over the White Sox. Logan Reavers, your steward through Curado postgame next.